going, Shadow? Episode 10. Hopefully, this is the finale. The finale, where I wrap everything up. Of course, there's quite a lot to do, quite a bit more than just running around leisurely collecting things. Before we get into that though, now that we're at the very end, or close to it, the first thing that would make sense to do would be to look back at our entire history, now that we've unlocked it. I was interested in these when I started unlocking them, but didn't want to read through all of them until they were complete. That's one for Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow's debut of course, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Heroes, Sonic 06, and Sonic Forces. Of course, Shadow was in Sonic Forces, kind of played a sensible role, even if he wasn't playable. He was also in other games, but I guess these are the only ones where he was kind of more major. It's kind of strange that he's included in Sonic Forces, though. Oh wait, that's right, he was playable, wasn't he? In like a DLC mission, with Infinite. Well, I guess we'll read about that. But first, Sonic Adventure 2, Part 1. Shadow began his life aboard the Ark with his creator, Professor Gerald, and grew up alongside the professor's granddaughter, Maria. Gerald had created Shadow to be the ultimate life form, among other secret reasons. One fateful day, the Gun military executed a cover-up operation, resulting in Maria's death, and Gerald's execution after his arrest. Shadow was captured and put into stasis. 50 years later, Dr. Eggman, Gerald's grandson, broke into the military vault to free Shadow and use him as his ultimate weapon. Shadow agreed to help, secretly driven by an intense desire for revenge. Shadow's true goal was to assemble the Chaos Emeralds to power the Eclipse Cannon, a space-based weapon capable of destroying the world. However, Sonic and his friends stood in his way. After a fierce battle, the threat of the Eclipse Cannon was neutralized. However, a backup plan was activated. Professor Gerald's posthumous confession was played for everyone, revealing he tampered with Shadow's memories and the Ark itself. He wanted revenge on the whole world for Maria's death. With the Eclipse Cannon disabled, the Ark was set on a crash course with Earth. Sonic and the others hurried to avert the catastrophe. Amy Rose pleaded with Shadow to get him to help, and her words awakened his true memories, that Maria wanted the people of the world to be safe and happy. Shadow raced to aid Sonic in saving the world. After an epic struggle, the Earth was safe, but Shadow had disappeared. I didn't actually know that he had his memories altered by Professor Gerald, no less. There was that moment with Amy Rose aboard the Ark where that convinced him to change course. I didn't realize that was actually awakening memories that were altered. Of course, I knew that he remembered wrong, that they always kind of played it coy with the way Maria appeared in the cutscene, trying to make it look like she was saying that she wanted revenge, even though it never really looked like that. But giving enough leeway for Shadow to think that. But I guess they're saying now that it was altered memories. I guess that makes more sense. I don't know. Shadow the Hedgehog. With no memory or purpose, Shadow had lost all interest in the Earth and humanity. His search for direction was interrupted as the Earth was invaded by the Black Arms, aliens from the Black Comet. Their leader, Black Doom, appeared before Shadow and ordered him to collect the Chaos Emeralds. Shadow felt no loyalty to Black Doom, but assumed he would have answers to his past. So he set out to find the emeralds and regain his memory. And then 360 or something endings later, Throughout his efforts, Shadow remembered his promise to Maria to protect the world. He also learned that Professor Gerald had used Black Doom's DNA to create him, not as a loyal soldier, but as the ultimate weapon to defeat the aliens. In a desperate final struggle, Shadow used the Chaos Emeralds to become Super Shadow, defeat Black Doom, and end the alien invasion. With his original mission complete, he desired to put his past behind him. No mention of the Shadow robots or whatever. I guess that really is just a red herring or something. Sonic Heroes. Rouge, a treasure hunter and spy, broke into one of Dr. Eggman's secret bases in search of a great shadow, or a great treasure. Same thing, Shadow is a great treasure. To her surprise, she found Shadow, sealed in a stasis capsule, and Omega. Once Shadow was awakened, he had no memory of recent events. He wanted to find Dr. Eggman and get answers. Rouge still wanted to find Dr. Eggman's treasure, and Omega wanted revenge for being sealed away. United by a common goal, the three agreed to work together and hunt down Dr. Eggman. During the hunt for Dr. Eggman, Shadow was reunited with Sonic and came across androids that looked just like him. Shadow began to wonder if he was truly himself or another one of these copies. At the end of their adventure, Rouge accessed Dr. Eggman's vault. Instead of treasure, she found hundreds of androids. She too wondered if the Shadow she rescued was a copy. However, Omega pointed out all of the androids would have had to have been copied from the original. Shadow set out to find his own answers and a new meaning for his existence. Okay, I was mistaken. I thought one of the endings to Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, was that he found all of these robots, but I guess that was actually in Sonic Heroes. Huh. Was that ever answered then? Because the next thing that happens is Sonic 06. Is it meant to still be up in the air? Well, let's read on. Shadow and Rouge were commissioned by Gunn to steal an artifact, the Scepter of Darkness, from Dr. Eggman. During a confrontation, the relic was broken, releasing the time-traveling spirit, Mephiles. Mephiles took on a new form by inhabiting Shadow's shadow. He then banished Shadow and Rouge to 200 years into the future. Shadow witnessed a burning apocalypse, and his own future self sealed away. Mephiles revealed humanity blamed Shadow for the downfall of the Earth and imprisoned him. Mephiles offered Shadow a chance to get revenge on the world, but Shadow rejected him. Shadow eventually found his way back to the present day. He planned to reconstruct the Scepter of Darkness and seal Mephiles once more. However, Mephiles had grown too powerful after taking Shadow's form, and could not be contained. Eventually, Mephiles realized his ultimate ambition, and was reunited with Iblis. Together, they became the time-destroying god Solaris. Shadow, along with Sonic and Silver, used the Chaos Emeralds to obtain their super forms and defeat Solaris. In the end, Solaris was wiped from existence, and Shadow lost all memory of the encounters with Mephiles. More than just memory, it never happened. Sonic Forces. Is Sonic Forces the latest in the timeline? There was more after this, right? Shadow invaded one of Dr. Eggman's bases to look for suspicious activity. Along the way, he defeated the mercenary team Jackal's squad, and their leader, Infinite. Shadow easily defeated Infinite, leaving him feeling weak and humiliated. After being implanted with a copy of the Phantom Ruby, Infinite went on to be Dr. Eggman's elite agent. A copy. Together, They set about conquering the world and targeting Shadow's allies. Infinite used the virtual reality powers of the Phantom Ruby to create a copy of Shadow and used it to fight Sonic. Shadow eventually intervened, destroying the Phantom copy and joining Sonic's efforts to liberate the world. He was on the front lines, helping lead the charge to defeat Dr. Eggman's Phantom army and save the world. And that's it. I guess that's the latest in Shadow's timeline anyway. I guess there's a little bit more with the Phantom Ruby in Sonic Mania, which is, I guess, technically kind of after this, chronologically in a sense, in Tiny Sonic's own personal history, even if it's in the past. I think so, anyway. No real resolution to the whole robot thing. I guess that is meant to be up in the air. Or not. I have no idea. Well, in terms of other collectibles, we've got Marie and Professor Gerald, which we haven't read. Read all these other ones. I'm surprised there's no Rouge entry. We were given one for Omega, and Big of all people, and these two. Rouge is the only other person we can talk to on the map, and there's no Rouge entry. Huh. Why is that? It's weird. Well, whatever. Maria Robotnik. Maria is the granddaughter of Professor Gerald and cousin to Dr. Eggman. Cousin. Right. Because Gerald had two sons. Of course, I didn't think that she was Eggman's daughter or anything like that. I'm not that out of touch with the lore. It's just hearing the word cousin made me think of the family tree again. She's plagued by chronic illness, but that doesn't diminish her courage and loving heart. She was sent to the Ark for treatment and grew up alongside Shadow. She dreamed of one day being cured and returning to the Earth she loved and missed so much. However, she was lost to tragedy, and now Shadow carries on her wish for the world. And Gerald Robotnik. We know quite a lot about this guy. He ended up becoming quite crazy. But for most of the journal that we read, he seemed like a decent guy, under a lot of pressure. Professor Gerald Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius of all time, and the creator of Shadow. Unlike his grandson, Dr. Eggman, he was driven by benevolent ambitions. He designed the space colony Ark, and a variety of devices that could use the Chaos Emeralds. However, some of his top secret research went haywire, resulting in a catastrophe. This resulted in the military's intervention and the tragic loss of Maria and Gerald's arrest. Now we're going to see another version of Professor Gerald in the Sonic 3 movie. Based on the trailer, it's just going to be another Jim Carrey. Maybe there's going to be some difference between him and the Jim Carrey Eggman, but they could just be two crazy guys. But this Professor Gerald seems leagues different from Dr. Eggman. As for movies, I assume we have all of these. That's a nice pose, Shadow. Yep, we've got everything. Let me just... Him sitting on the chair. Could be a good thumbnail if I zoom in a little bit. That's getting a good sample size. It's hard to scrub around and find the perfect moment for the thumbnail. Well, I probably won't be using that. As for music, I know I'm missing quite a bit, because there are a ton. There are tons and tons of music. Mainly because I have to do the challenges for the bells in front of each challenge room. That's something I'll have to do this episode, I think. Looks like I have a lot more than I thought. I guess there's only a few more challenges that I have to do to unlock these music things. I love the little that thing. I love that thing. Do 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 do. Do do do. Now I could be missing art too. I assume you also get art from those bell challenges or whatever. But because they were bells, maybe I just assumed they were only for music. And of course the other challenges I haven't done. Ah, but of course.
All right.
Other than that, the big thing that I'm missing are those last two machine parts. But I did go ahead and scout out where they are. We'll just go ahead and talk to these guys, in case we miss any dialogue if we turn in everything at once.
Deeply appreciated.
Gracious, thank you for your generosity.
Yes.
The escape rocket is nearly complete. I can't wait to get home.
Aww.
Yes, where the boss will likely give us a ton of work. We could take a detour, like to a remote tropical island.
Excellent.
Good idea. I hear Flicky Island is lovely this time of year. We can vacation there. Ah, right, you get artwork for this too.
Wow.
And of course this won't complete it, but just checking if there's more dialogue, no. I guess they pause you at every dialogue increment. Now, one of the ones that I missed was, of course, in a box that I ignored. And the other one, through some extensive inspection online and of my own world, I managed to find that I just so happened to miss something right out here in the open, behind a wall. Took a long time to actually find this, scrubbing through videos and checking in my own world, but at least in the video it won't have any presence on the amount of time I spend looking for it. Let's see about this rocket. Do we unlock the alternate ending of getting out of white space this way? Do Gerald and Maria hop on the rocket and leave time and space forever?
Amazing.
Splendid. Well done, Shadow. I thought I turned those off. Whatever.
Excellent.
Oh joy, oh rapture. The rocket is finally complete.
Yep.
And there's the little flicky bird. Haha, it looks just like a clock.
Sorry, no.
Egad, it's because it is a clock. So much for our Flicky Island vacation. Well, at least we got to see one Flicky in the end. Thanks, guys. I wonder if they have anything different to say at the end of the world, or Doom Zone.
Aww.
All that work to build a rocket, only to get a clock in a timeless void. Now how are we supposed to get home? Why is this even in white space? I mean, why is any of this in white space, but this is like our own personal history, I guess? Plus some random architecture? Of course. The next thing to do would be to wrap up all of the triangle challenges and the music note challenges, which I guess are the diamond challenges that appear red. We will start with the triangle ones, because we're right next to one. Rings in the time limit. Now, of course, there's a version of completing these challenges where you have more than 10 seconds left. It gives you a little rainbow on the thing. I'm not going to worry about those. I'm going to consider this completely complete, as long as I have enough rings. No, enough of the challenges complete, that is. While worrying about the rainbow completion, I was unable to complete the actual challenge. For the most part, I'll probably have to shut up whenever I'm doing these challenges, even if they're pretty easy. Didn't get the 10-second clear, but that's fine. Next one is right over here, thankfully floating in the air. Rings in the limit once more. These are kind of obnoxious. Little circles. Oh, we got the rainbow clear there. The great, I guess. Doesn't matter though, it gives us the collectible either way. And that's what the rainbow looks like. Don't get used to that. Now then, we have another challenge near Big. Just going based on physical proximity to my current location. I'll do those in that order. Are these all rings in the time limit? Should I have jumped up? That probably would have saved some time, right?
This is the ultimate power. All too
Got the 10-second clear by cheating. Well, we'll have to get Chaos Control again if we want to do that trick. I know I said I didn't care, but I saw the opportunity and I took it. Sunset Hills next. Sunset Heights. How many times have I called it Sunset Hills? It's Sunset Heights. Well, they are all rings, but they're kind of different. Kind of have to slow down to accurately get all these, don't you? Probably not the fastest way to get all the rings, though. Probably want to speed through, ignoring some of the things that you miss, right? Well, it doesn't matter. Oh, what's this? Is that Shadow interacting with some kind of mini Sonic, or is that normal Sonic? But that on the right, who is that? That's not the Time Eater, is it? I'm gonna have to check this one out. Artwork 82. That's the number to remember when I get back in the collection room. Next on the list. There's one just on this island over here. I know how to do this. Well, I didn't do it well. Didn't go straight up like I meant to. It should be enough, right? Might have gone the 10-second clear if I shot up directly up, but kind of screwed that one up. Looks like more of the same sketch style, so based on that, maybe it's I don't know, could be Sonic Heroes, could be Shadow the Hedgehog the game. Well, I'm gonna have to check out this whole series of sketches, it's interesting. Is that... no, there is one more triangle challenge in the upper left. More squid challenge. My favorite. No. You really want to get to the end of that one quickly, because there are a lot more rings at the end. Unless you're super precise at the beginning. And that's all the triangles. Next, we'll just go through the challenges one by one. I'm pretty sure I only ever did one of these bells, so... If we had Chaos Control, this would be a cakewalk, right? Would it stand still for Chaos Control? That one was actually way easier than I thought. Maybe because we had the boost or because it was the first one. Either way. That one too. Maybe they'll all be this easy. I guess these ones don't have a great rating. In what way could they? I guess the amount of time that you have remaining on the note before it disappears. Same thing as the other ones. Well, for any actual collectors out there trying to get the full rainbow set, at least these ones aren't contributing to that. Yeah, they do get harder. Oh, where'd you go? Up there. No. Am I supposed to get up there again? Right, this thing. Oh, it's getting wily. Probably could have intercepted it if we just went straight down. Hey, kinda juked me there. Whoa. This art of Iblis is cool. Number 66 too. A true devil. Think we're here? Right, I think this is the one that I already did. Maybe? Well. I wonder if these are meant to be done with the boost, or if they assume you can do it without boost. Well, they probably assume you have the boost. It's so easy to get. Cool. I can imagine that being someone's tattoo. Where are we? Oh, haven't done this. All the way over there, huh? We going all the way up? Was this the correct route? Well, we made it. There was probably a better way up here. Probably launching the guy down there, on this platform. Don't know what they intended. Right, this is the one we did already. By accident. Yeah, this one was meant for the boost. That's kind of about boost conservation, picking up rings. Oh, another one of these, although this one is, I guess, for an animation. Or a cutscene. Oh, one's going crazy. Oh, it's going in there, are you? I could just go through that sort of window at the bottom, couldn't I? This one. If you know where the thing ends up, you can probably just cheat. Oh, I see. It's too high to jump into. But I was able to do it before, because the Doom Wings give you a bit more jump. Next. Over along the spike? No. Just over here, I guess. I know how to boost on this thing. Sonic Battle. Emerald. Actually curious. What's the maximum number of rings? Is it 999? It is. It'd be a pain if it were like thousands and thousands. Was it like thousands and thousands in Sonic Frontiers? Doesn't matter. I wonder how much you lose if you get hit with 999. They no longer make you lose all of your rings all at once, but maybe it's like a logarithmic function, or it could just be a fraction. Simple divisive fraction. Like half your rings or something, each time. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Multiplayer Select Screen. I remember thinking it was weird that you could play as the normal Chao and the dark Chao, instead of the light Chao and the dark Chao. Like the normal Chao sits on the good guy's side, but there's an angel Chao. It's weird. It was cool of them to include Tikal and Metal Sonic as extra good and bad characters. Chaos too. Memories. Alright, this one's making you go high. No. Not this part. Don't make me go through it. No. That's good enough, right? Okay, you wait for us. Oh, that's that guy. Terios. Or something. I don't actually know who that guy is. You get him as a skin for like the special version, but wouldn't be able to tell you who that character is. Was he in a game? Or a comic or something? Wiley won this. Oh, really juked me. But we got you. More of that guy. Or are they two different guys? Are we going the right way? You just want us up there. How do you get up there normally? No, really, how? What's the normal way up there? Couldn't be that they just expect you to Doomwing, do they? How'd I get up there before? Maybe I just flew my way over there the first time? Is there something that launches you over there? This is how you get up there. Come down and around. No, that's not it. Is it that? No. All of these springs down here just bring you up to the middle level. I have no idea. There was a treasure chest up there. I don't remember how I got it. Oh well. Oh. Really? How are you supposed to do this? Well, I'll never figure it out. That's the only way I know of how to turn off the Doom Wings. Go into the collection room. Damn, this thing is, here we go. Put up a fight. Can we get our boost back? Easy. Oh wait. Wait for that to pop just in case. What? Oh, up here. I think? Yeah. That's why they give you all that time. Well, I was talking about how this one wasn't timed before, but I guess it actually in a way is. Oops! I jumped instead of pressing the trigger. Well, it's still active. That'll save me a little bit of time instead of pressing the button. Not that I was worried about time, really. Just falling. Oh, it's already active. Guess I could go to and activate all of these, but there's no need.
Out of my way.
Oh wait, this is already... Yeah, I guess I already did activate all these, so... That makes it easy. This is the wrong island.
Unleash the power.
I guess it makes sense. If you can make that one challenge with all the Doom Spears a lot faster by activating all of the things first, it wouldn't make sense to put the Note challenge behind it. Probably the Note challenge is just a normal jump through a bunch of things that you can't really cheat. Unless you use the Doom Wings. Come back here, you. No. I feared for a second. That's all of those challenges. Yep, all of the triangle ones. Let's have a look at that collection. And just in case. It autosaves, of course, but I just want to be careful. Now, in terms of art, we're still missing quite a few things, of course. I did want to check out those pieces, 82 and whatever. I guess this whole set. No zoom, huh? Well, that's fine. Shadow Knuckles Rouge image sketch. Sonic Heroes Mystic Mansion stage sketch. I had no idea that this is how they kind of plan out the stages. That's interesting. Wow. And a different goal for Amy partway through. I love video game maps. This is probably, of course, only slightly resembling how the Mystic Mansion ended up looking like, but it's cool to see it laid out this way. I guess it branches off for different characters. Pinball. Now this is the thing I want to check. Shadow the Hedgehog initial image sketch. So it was from Shadow the Hedgehog. I mistook that as a small Sonic, but that's just how they drew Sonic in the initial art style, I guess. Before the game had more defined stuff. And of course, the creepy creatures on the right are early versions of Black Doom. More reminiscent of, I guess, Nightmare from Kirby. Coco Itai. This place is... what the hell? Something like that. Omoi Dasanakara. Because I can't remember... something about memories. I can't really read the handwriting too well. Ningen Damoyo. He's saying something about humans. He's not too happy about them. Kimi wa nani? Shadow. Shadow talking to Maria in the lower right. I guess he doesn't recognize Maria, or something like that. If this is for Shadow the Hedgehog, Why would Shadow say, "Who are you?" to Maria? In fact, Maria wasn't in Shadow the Hedgehog. Would that have been a flashback in Shadow the Hedgehog, or Maria's sister? Did they revive an old concept in this game as part of the lore? No. Maria's sister would be like 70? 60? I don't know. This has to be a flashback. In the upper right, Omae wa sekai something something, it's hard to read. Tame ni umareta kita no da. I'm assuming he's saying that you were born to invade this world or something along those lines. And Eggman at the bottom, nu gahaha, a weird laugh. Omae, father Chichi Oya, Iruhazu something. Nah, can't figure it out. I can't read handwriting. This is not the time for me to learn. Is that the Bio-Lizard or something? For Shadow the Hedgehog? Seems like they changed quite a bit from the initial sketches. Are these never before seen? Only released in this game? A lot of interesting stuff. And yes, this was Shadow the Hedgehog, meeting up with Team Chaotix, searching for that damn Forest Chaos Emerald, I guess. What is that on the right? That dome area. There's... oh, that's a computer. I see, that's the room that we're looking at in the lower left. Shadow enters in the door of that dome. And then Team Chaotix are on the right side of the dome, at the computer. A lot of moves for Shadow. I wonder if all of these made it to the final game. Probably not, right? Oh, and from the very earliest stages, they did envision him with a gun. Huh. What's with that 20-degree angle? Would there have been some kind of survival horror-esque control scheme for aiming the gun? Probably not. Gimmicks for Shadow the Hedgehog. And more stuff I haven't unlocked. Guess I should have unlocked everything before I started browsing through it. These are like some of the coolest stuff you can get. The renders are fine and all, they're beautiful, don't get me wrong. Things like this, especially if they're never before seen, they really give you an insight to the creation of the game. Oh, and these aren't Terios, they're initial ideas for Shadow. Although I guess they reused this for whoever Terios is, I guess. Alright. Just these last two. The opening storyboard for Shadow the Hedgehog, the game. I'm not sure they use this. The opening for the actual game would have been Black Doom coming down with the rest of the aliens to the city and finding Shadow on the hill, right? I don't see Black Doom at all here. Oh, but this was used in the opening movie. I guess that's what this is for. A shot of Shadow holding the gun over a falling Sonic. Maybe this was all used. I was mistaking this for the opening cutscene, but it was the opening movie. Alright. That's enough browsing around. These are all probably really interesting to look at too, but I won't stick around for that. Those sketches just caught my eye. Now I am, of course, missing more. And they're not on this map. Because they're in the Doom Zone. Various harder challenges, as well as harder bosses. Guess we'll start with the triangles. Do the triangles give us more? I assume they do if they show up colored on the map. We'll start over here. That makes sense.
Out of my way.
200 rings? Is that reasonable? And you can't use Chaos Control for these ones. I'm just going to assume you don't need all. Okay. For the Rainbow Clear, that might be pretty difficult. Here's that missing 80 that I think I didn't have at the very tail end of the sketches. I guess we're looking at it now, although not zoomed in. More from Shadow the Hedgehog. I think over here, or on the upper ledge rather. Guess we'll do that one next. Or rather, last, if we're going clockwise from the beginning. I guess these are just the same challenges, but more stringent on collecting 200 rings. Or collecting all of the rings that are along the way. Damn. Or most of the rings, rather. That was the wrong move. I didn't get many of the rings by swinging through, so I thought. How are you supposed to get all those rings? Oh. Damn, because I was so on the thing. I didn't realize there were more rings down there. Well, I guess you're not meant to get all of the rings swinging through the thing. It just felt like I was supposed to, was the count that I had. Wait, no. Oh, this is fine. This is fine. Most of the rings are over here anyway. We'll just settle for going through the middle. Yeah, because of the draw distance, I had no way of knowing that there were rings down here. Okay. Artwork 91. Bio-Lizard. Although, I'll have to go back into the collection room and check this out, because this is that same monster that was said to be as part of the Shadow the Hedgehog game, right? I guess they planned for a different Bio-Lizard in that game. Unless I'm forgetting the presence of a monster that looked like that. I don't think so. It would make sense lore-wise for the Bio-Lizard to be in Shadow the Hedgehog, the game. But I guess it never made it into the final cut. Right. Doom Surf. My worst ability. I'm never good at the swiping left and right. I hope they don't expect you to be. Shit. Maybe I shouldn't have gone back that way. Yeah, this is where the rings are at. Definitely should keep going forward rather than going backwards. Of course, rings are backloaded. Yeah, definitely going back to the collection room. Does it make sense to run around in circles for these, or is that just a waste of time? You want me to go back? That's a fun little design, I guess. Through here? No. It's because I missed rings. That arrow wasn't telling you to go back for rings, it was telling you that you were at the end. How devious. And of course there are those challenges. We'll worry about them later. This one I guess you have to be a little bit more careful with collecting everything. Turns out it wasn't a waste of time to actually get as much of these as possible. I actually wondered previously if there was a way to kind of game the system by collecting rings that aren't part of the challenge itself. But of course they remove all of the rings that aren't part of the challenge.
All too easy.
Yeah, I got a grade at that. How lucky. Where was this? Right. It's very obvious, up in the sky. I assume they don't want you to go back for those. And we are running short on time, but just like last time, when we got almost all of the boxes and didn't want to end the episode, I feel like we're just about to wrap up all of the triangles not too long from now. So I think I'll end it at that. If I didn't waste all that time in the collection room, I probably could have gotten all the triangles before I actually ran the full hour of the episode. Where is this? Ah. I hope I don't need that one ring. I guess they give you more time for this harder version, but they're more stringent about you collecting every ring, or being efficient with collecting rings, if not all of them. Still hard to tell if they want you to rush through as quick as you can to the end, or pause to collect everything along the way. Ah, there's a Devil Doom I remember, or something more similar to the final product. Now over here on the right there. Ah, this one. This one I'm not too confident about. These ones where you have to target with a Doom Spear. It's not that it's particularly hard, it's just the added button press makes it hard for me to pay attention to what's happening on screen. The more I'm thinking about my own hands, the less I can get in the zone, as it were. And on top near... oh. Here. Right on the edge. Huh. Was this the only one of its kind? No, there were a few of these. It's just been a while since I actually did one of these clock challenge ones. I think I did that wrong. If I keep failing like this, then this episode's going to be quite a bit longer than I want it to be. Well, Doom Wings are allowed. Don't mind if I do. I'm here for collectibles. Not for ranks or pride or anything. No, we're going up? Damn. But we can still make this. Alright, we would have had more time to make this jump if we actually got up there quicker. Can we make it? No chaos control. Maybe they actually expect the Doom Wings here. We're going up. Never done this jump before, but that's a time save. Should be the end now. No, it's not. How devious. Alright, the spring is faster than flying, I think. We're going all the way in. And we need this. That's not a good usage of my time. Luckily we have enough time to make it. Right now they definitely want us here, right? Okay, that was correct. Now what? Just up to the top, near Mephiles, right? This is, pretty involved. Not taking that. Are we done? Man, imagine that with 10 seconds left. Is that like the endgame one? I hope the other two aren't this hard. Oh, there's a different map underground? This whole time? I had no idea. And here I thought that the treasure chests that you get underground would appear in the overworld map, but there was never any risk of mixing those two up. Alright, where are we going? Just two more. One right next here. Yep, the other clock one. It's actually probably going to be pretty hard, huh? How do we get up there? We'll just start heading in that direction and hope for the best. There's a way over here. And some springs, right? Alright, now where? Just on top. Maybe they don't expect the Doom Wings, but... Or just say. Make a brief pause here to get boost back. Oh, with how close it is, I feel like you do need the Doom Wings. I'm not sure if we have the height for it. Yeah, these are definitely Doom Wing challenges. Problem is that the thing doesn't actually... It's hard to tell where it's going. There's a brief moment where you collect one clock, and it's floating in the air, and you don't know where you have to go, and you have to wait for it to start moving. Let's try the other one first. Over here. Is this another clock one? No, this one should be easier. Hope I don't need all those rings. I need all those rings. Come on. The turn radius almost killed me there. Okay, last one. And the clock one is bound to be difficult. Alright, let's try to remember. First we're going all the way up there, so we can go directly for, I think, a zip line over that way. Skip the water. Is this faster than surfing? No clue. Next over here. Here? Right. And then we need to get a little bit more height. In order to get to that next ledge. Hope that's enough. No, wait. This wasn't the ledge we needed height for. It's over here. Still not enough height. Gonna have to take the rail after all. Where are we going? Up to the top. Easy enough. That's not what I meant to do. This might be faster than... I don't know. 12 minor optimizations, and we made it. This should be the end.
All too easy.
Still haven't turned those off, but I guess they're a good indication of having cleared all of that. Alright, and that's all the triangles done. Let's retire to the collection room once more. Thought I might call it the finale, but I'm pretty sure there's quite a bit more for me to go through. These purple rooms are probably pretty difficult even if they're short, so yes, we'll call that the finale. Until then, now's a good time to take a break.